Ciao ragazzi, in today's video myself and Jake are going to react to Inter's match away to Fiorentina. Before getting into the video, be sure to let us know down in the comments below what you thought of the match, and don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on push notifications so you never miss a video. I felt we made quite a good start in this one. Nicolo Barella went really close to scoring within about 5 minutes. Somehow Dragowski managed to keep it out with one of those wonder saves that the opposition goalies always seem to make against Inter. Our very own goalie, Handanovic, who's come in for a fair bit of criticism this season, made a really good save of his own, kind of about 15 minutes in, and this wouldn't be the only time he was called into action either. But it wouldn't be until after we opened the scoring that he'd be called into action again. Now, after that initial Handanovic save, I felt Fiorentina really shut up shop. They really made it difficult for us. Our wing backs were sitting really deep, and yeah, it made it really difficult for both Perisic and Hakimi to get down and kind of create anything. And it was just really difficult for us to break through, and I think it was always going to take something kind of special to manage to get past Fiorentina, and that something special came through Barella, who'd obviously missed that chance earlier on. And I mean, this was an absolute unstoppable finish, a really lovely curling effort from just outside of the box. And yeah, I mean, this should have really kind of spurred us on, but I felt we kind of sat back after the goal, and Fiorentina really kind of came at us and had a few chances. As I said earlier on, Handanovic was called into action, and I mean, he made two fantastic saves in quick succession. And I mean, this was the Handanovic that we kind of expect to see. Obviously, we've not seen him as much this season, but it was great to kind of see him pull off the saves that he did in the first half. Right near the end of the first half, we could have made it 2-0, and we probably should have. Ball went in, Lukaku, with a header from only a few yards out, yet somehow didn't manage to put it in the back of the net. But all in all, we managed to go into that half-time interval leading 1-0, and maybe a bit luckily given the saves that Handanovic did make.
I think fairly routine is the best word to describe that performance. Maybe another word would be professional. I thought second half they were definitely good value. I think it was a game of turning points. I think those two big saves from Handanovic right at the end of the first half were vital. I'm not sure how much he knew about the second one, but yeah, I think that's probably the best we could have hoped for, to be honest with you. There's pressure on, given the fact that it was such a poor performance in midweek. Juventus get one over on us quite comfortably, really. Knowing that Milan have got two straightforward games coming up, Inter have now got Lazio next, which won't be easy, but they're halfway there. With this result in this game, I think Fiorentina are pretty abject, especially in the second half. Inter allowed them to have a little bit of the ball, but every time Inter managed to get hold of it, they looked better. They looked more of a threat. They looked like they could create something going forward. I think Barella and Hakimi are the two standout performances for me, two key performers for Inter. Barella's goal was absolutely excellent. A really, really good finish at a really, really important time. And that, for me, is the real tell of a really strong team. If you can see out key moments of games, score at the right time, you're not going to go far wrong. And Inter did that today. It was a performance of real quality. Nothing exciting, but it's the kind of game that top sides, champions win. Let's not forget Fiorentina went to Juventus and got a really good result. But overall, routine, professional, I was quite happy. Not amazing, but really, really encouraging to see that they can see games out like that. That's the main thing that I can take away from this. And definitely props to Stellini, who's done a really good job filling in on the touchline. That's 2 wins in 2 for him. For me, the best performers between one or two players, it's got to be between Barella and Hakimi. For me, I think Hakimi's play in terms of second goal was absolutely outstanding. I was screaming at the TV for him to shoot because I didn't trust Perisic to tap it in. But he was absolutely excellent. What he offers in the final third is unlike any other player in his position in world football, I'd argue. I mean, people talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold and his crossing and things, but he's an athlete that can play football. He's absolutely outstanding, but he's taking silver medal for me today. I'm going to give it to Nicolo Barella. He's definitely the top for me. He was just absolutely outstanding. It really feels that the last sort of dozen, maybe half a dozen games, if you narrow it down, he's certainly become the best midfielder in this division. Arguably the best Italian football at the moment. He's absolutely outstanding. He runs games through sheer energy. He works ever so hard in the tackle. He's always on the front foot trying to create something for Inter. He took his goal really well. People have criticised him for a lack of goals, but he's shutting people up in that context recently. So Barella, absolutely outstanding. Keep it up.
When it comes to handing out a flop for this match, I think it's quite difficult. I mean, there wasn't really much that went wrong in this one. I think if I was to be really, really harsh, I'd probably say the flop was we should have probably scored more in the first half. I'd obviously mentioned the missed chances of both Barella and Lukaku, and yeah, I mean they should have went in. But I think importantly, despite it being a game where we did miss chances, we did actually manage to put some away, which was ultimately the main thing. And yeah, I think if I was being really harsh, I'd need to say the missed chances, but there wasn't really anything majorly wrong with what happened in Florence.